Debt is often framed as a dangerous trap, a burden to be avoided at all costs to ensure your personal safety. This is the advice you have been told since the day you were born, and millions follow it every single day. People work tirelessly to pay off every cent they owe, hoping that being debt-free will finally provide them with security. Yet, despite their best efforts, many find themselves falling further behind as the rising cost of living outpaces their income. The contradiction sits right in the open, hidden in plain sight, while the average person views a loan as a burden. In stark contrast, the wealthiest individuals on earth are often the ones who carry the most significant amounts of debt. This is not a mistake or a reckless habit. It is the core of their strategy for building lasting financial empires. The difference between financial ruin and massive wealth is not the size of the loan or the interest rate itself. Two people can take out the exact same loan on the exact same day, yet achieve completely opposite financial outcomes. One person will end up buried in payments, while the other ends up significantly richer than when they first started. The secret lies in a single mathematical calculation that determines the true value of every dollar you borrow from banks. By the end of this video, you will find the specific math spread that determines if a loan will make you wealthy. Understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt is the only way to stop being the leverage for others. Most people believe they are not rich because they did not work hard enough or save enough money in their lives. They skip vacations and drive older cars, yet the gap between them and genuine freedom only gets wider every year. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, famously argues that savers are losers in the modern economic system. This sounds harsh, but it is a mathematical reality when you consider how inflation erodes the value of your cash. For most people, debt means monthly payments for things that lose value, like expensive cars or the latest consumer gadgets. This is bad debt, and it is paid for with your after-tax labor, meaning you work twice as hard to pay. The wealthy look at debt through a completely different lens, focusing on control rather than just paying a balance back. They do not ask how to pay a loan back as fast as possible. They ask what the spread is instead. They want to know how many dollars they can control with that borrowed money to maximize their total return on investment. This shift from a rich versus poor mindset is what allows them to use the bank's money to acquire assets. These assets are designed to pay for the debt themselves, creating a self-sustaining loop of wealth that grows over time. While you are trading your hours for dollars, the rich are using borrowed money to build a passive income strategy. This strategy works for them while they sleep, ensuring their wealth increases even when they are not physically present working. If you are working hard physically and not getting ahead financially, you are probably someone else's leverage in the system. Your savings sitting in a bank account are likely making someone else rich, not you, while you earn pennies. The bank takes your deposits and lends them out at a significant profit to the wealthy who know how to use it. You are providing the resources for a system that is designed to work perfectly for everyone except the average saver. Since the year 1971, when the dollar left the gold standard, money became a printable debt instrument for banks. When the government prints money, the purchasing power of your saved dollars erodes, making your hard work worth much less. A dollar in the bank earning 4% interest while inflation is also 4% is standing still at best. After you pay taxes on that interest, you are actually moving backward, losing ground against the rising cost of living. This is the middle-class trap, where the old rules of work hard and save will actually make you poorer. The game changed over 50 years ago, and to survive, you must master the art of modern financial management today. You must understand how to move your capital into income-producing assets that protect your wealth from the effects of inflation. To understand why this keeps happening, we have to look at the investigation into the spread of your borrowed capital. At its core, a loan is nothing more than renting money from an institution that has an excess of it. You borrow a sum, you pay a fee for the time you hold it, and you eventually give it back. That fee is the interest rate, or the rent, and the only question that actually matters is the return generated. When you take that rented money and put it to work, does it earn more than the rent costs you? If the money you borrow earns 7% and the rent on it is 4%, you keep the difference. You keep 3% on money that was never yours to begin with, which is the essence of financial leverage. That gap is the spread, and this is the foundation of a millionaire mindset that separates the rich from others. It is not about how much money you have. It is about the direction of the cash flow you control. An asset puts money into your pocket, while a liability takes money out of your pocket every single month consistently. Kiyosaki defines your house as a liability because it takes money out every month for taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs. True financial management requires you to focus on the spread above all else, ignoring the noise of traditional advice. This is where the strategy stops looking like a risk and starts looking like a machine that prints money. Let us look at the trade credit secret, a mechanism that almost every major product business on earth runs on. Imagine you want to sell pens. In the poor man's version, you save your own cash to buy the inventory. Your money is now tied up in plastic for months while you try to sell them to retail customers. The institutional version is different. Manufacturers will often hand you the product on terms like net 30 or 60. This means you get the pens now, and you pay for them in 60 days, acting as your own bank. If you sell the pens before the bill is due, your own cash in the deal is effectively $0. Because you divided the profit by zero of your own dollars, your return on investment becomes mathematically infinite in nature. This mirrors what institutional traders call the carry trade, turning debt into a shortcut for rapid business growth today. Pause for a moment and look at the loans in your own life to see if they serve your goals. Every point you knock off the cost of borrowing goes straight into your pocket, increasing your wealth spread significantly. To truly scale this concept, we must look at advanced mechanisms like the trade credit secret and the capital recycling loop. These are not just theories. They are the invisible engines that drive the most successful businesses and real estate portfolios today. Let us start with the trade credit secret, a strategy that allows businesses to operate using borrowed capital without paying interest. Imagine you want to sell products, but instead of using your own savings, you negotiate terms like net 30 or net 60. This means the manufacturer gives you the inventory today, but you do not have to pay them for 60 full days. If you manage to sell those products within that window, you have effectively generated revenue using $0 of your own equity. By dividing your profit by zero, your return on investment becomes mathematically infinite, a concept that mirrors the institutional carry trade. This is how giants scale without ever needing to touch their own cash reserves, turning debt into a powerful, interest-free shortcut. Now, consider the capital recycling loop, a strategy commonly used by real estate investors to build wealth without permanent cash outlays. The process begins by identifying an undervalued property that requires significant renovation to reach its full market potential. You secure a mortgage for the purchase, putting down a portion of your own cash to gain control of the asset. Next, you invest additional capital into renovations, which significantly increases the property's appraised value in the eyes of the bank. Once the work is complete and the property is rented, you approach the bank to refinance the loan based on that new value. This new loan allows you to pay off your original debt while simultaneously pulling your initial investment cash back out. You have successfully recycled your capital, meaning you now own an income-producing asset with zero of your own money left inside. This is the essence of moving through the cash flow quadrant, transitioning from a simple employee to a sophisticated, strategic investor. These strategies demonstrate that financial freedom is not about being debt-free, but about maintaining control of assets while recycling capital. By shifting your mindset from asking if you can afford something to asking how you can structure the math to make it profitable, you move from being a consumer to an investor, changing your relationship with money from a burden to a strategic asset. The debt itself is neutral. It is the direction of your cash flow and your ability to manage the spread that determines everything. When you look at your everyone also, you must start identifying which of your current loans are actually working for you. Are you using debt to acquire assets that put money into your pocket, or are you using it to fund liabilities? A liability, like a car or a gadget, takes money out of your pocket every month for maintenance, taxes, and insurance. An asset, by contrast, is a machine that generates cash flow, ideally covering the cost of the debt used to buy it. This distinction is the cornerstone of the millionaire mindset, separating those who struggle from those who build lasting empires. Every point you knock off the cost of your borrowing through better credit or smarter terms goes straight into your profit margin. This is why the wealthy protect their credit scores so fiercely. Their reputation is a tool that lowers their cost of capital. If your debt rate is higher than your potential return on that money, you are currently on the wrong side of the spread. You must stop viewing debt as a moral failing and start viewing it as a mathematical variable to be optimized. The goal is to ensure that every dollar you borrow is working harder than the interest rate you are paying to rent it. This requires a disciplined approach to financial management, where every decision is filtered through the lens of cash flow. When you master these structures, you stop being the leverage that others use to build their own wealth and start building yours. You are no longer just a participant in the economy. You become an architect of your own financial future and independence. The path to wealth is paved with the intelligent use of leverage, provided you understand the math behind the spread. Ultimately, your mastery of these financial structures determines whether you build lasting wealth or stay buried under the weight of bad debt. By applying these principles, you can transform your financial life from a cycle of labor into a system of automated growth.